seems like this is an excellent opportunity for you to blame, but you didn't even partake in the blame game. I would love to take the max HP and then snipe this Mega Elite, but it is not possible. And in fact, all of the routes have lots of fights in them. The lowest number of fights you can get before the first Elite is just 3 into the Mega Elite, in which we would almost certainly die. So we really can't take either of these left 2 paths, which would sort of force into this right path that has 4 fights in a row, which is pretty brutal. I did not see that the Spire is part of the Steam Summer Sale. I feel like most games are part of the Summer Sale, so I'm not surprised. Well, I guess we just take Nail's Lament anyway and just kill some minions with it. I think it's probably worth more current HP than max HP plus 6 is ever going to be. Okay, floor 1 silent. Flying knee is pretty high priority. So let's take it. None of the other cards are particularly good. Alright, Bouncing Flask. Hey, look at that. It's up against Backstab. Backstab's pretty good. We're pretty excited to see Bouncing Flask, though. Oh, so we're doing an exercise for those card rewards. That I keep forgetting. Okay. Working through my exercise backlog down to 7. Well-laid plans is excellent. Pretty happy to see that. Really sets us up for lots of shenanigans, catalysts, and such. Alright, this is our first hard pool fight. It's one of the easiest hard pool fights, so I'm pretty happy about that. I think we can do strike over well-laid plans here, though. We don't really need to plan it that badly. Okay. Bouncing Flash Defend should set us up to kill him maybe next turn, maybe the turn after. That is this turn. Alright. Not too bad for the hard pool fight. That's our first potion in 4 fights, so we're up to like 70% potion chance. Let's see. I don't think any of these are good. Dodge and roll can be good, but we don't have any decks yet, so we'll skip it. I don't think we're really too enthusiastic about the store. I think I'd rather get an extra fire. Well, if I could do this and then the store, that'd be exciting. But I'd have to go fight 3 elites and go to Act 2 before it pays off, so no thank you, Mr. Snaky. Don't need much health, so let's take an upgrade. Probably on Bouncing Flask. Well-laid plans is an okay upgrade. Neutralize is always good. Yeah, I think Bouncing Flask is the majority of our damage. And pray for no sentries. Alright, that's not sentries. Excellent turn 1 here. Just set up an energy for next turn and well-laid plans. Keep a strike. Alright, Bouncing Flask is the way we want to wake him up. And we might as well toss a couple strikes in there. Keep defend so we can keep our health up while he dies to poison. We're definitely doing at least 2 defends. We can do a 3rd defend or a flying knee. Let's do a flying knee and just hold the defend for next turn. I'd rather play a Flying Knee and hold a defend than play a defend and hold a Flying Knee, if that makes sense. I think double defense survivor is the play here. Oh wait, we have more energy. Okay, let's put strike 2. Not much sense in holding a defend when he is not attacking, but I would rather not get shuffled, so. We're gonna hold neutralize this turn. It blocks for 5 and costs 0. We can't do 11 damage, so we're just going to block as much as we can, let him die to poison. Thanks, Bouncing Flask. Or Calcum. Poison Stab helps us amp up the poison from Bouncing Flask. Second Well-Laid Plan is also available. I don't know why you would want 2. I mean, I guess sometimes you have like 3 copies of Wraith Form and you want to keep all of them, or like you're trying to set up a like Nightmare Burst Catalyst something. But I think Poison Stab is probably more where we're at right now, this phase of the run. I think we've got a lot of health. We are planning on doing 3 elites, so it's possible we should rest. Is the upgrade good? Poison Stab is a pretty good upgrade. It's kind of an unassuming upgrade, right? Because it's just like, it's just 2 extra damage and 1 extra poison, but like, that 1 extra poison is huge. It's like 4 damage per turn versus 3 damage per turn. And 2 extra damage is fine. It ends up being like 1 mana for 12 damage, which is like almost Watcher level card. Poison Stab is real good. Neutralize is also quite good, but I think I'll take Poison Stab. Alright. You got for me letter opener. Okay. Pick a bunch of skills, you'll be rewarded. Alright, so we're going to neutralize on this front one because we want to get rid of his artifact charge. War Calcum is insane in this fight. I guess we just triple strike and block for 6. Well-Laid Plans is pretty good in the fight too, so maybe we double strike and Well-Laid Plans. Okay. Oh wait, we have 4 energy. So we triple strike and Well-Laid Plans. Okay. Eating a little bit of damage here. 14. Interesting. Thanks. I crafted it carefully. It was like exclamation mark or question mark, maybe both. It was about as much thought as I put into it. Let's do Bouncing Flask and then Poison Stab. It does 3 poison per hit, whereas Poison Stab does 4 damage per hit, so we want this to remove the artifact charge and this to pay it off. It's a little unfortunate that we're probably going to hit this front sentry more than we need to, but... Okay, we didn't hit him at all. So now we have to Poison Stab him or else he might attack us next turn. Very well. Or we could... We could play Strike on him and then hold a Strike and have guaranteed lethal, but then why? Why not just Poison Stab him now? Have him dead. Okay. This also means he doesn't shuffle 2 dazes. Which is something. I'll go ahead and hold the Strike. Normally you would hold a Defend in this fight, but we have Or Calcum, so... no, I'll hold the Defend anyway. Could block for 4 if we draw another Defend. Alright, so we're going to double Defend Strike. And hold the Survivor. Which actually blocks for more than Or Calcum. Heresy. I think we will use it to block for 2 here. That blocks for 3, so we only take 1 damage. And we can hold on to dazes. They are whittling us down. They're getting there for sure. Alright, I think Bouncing Flask and Poison Stab both need to get played. Alright, he's dead to poison, so we'll poison him. And take the 4. Alright, and that should be the last damage we take. In fact, it's guaranteed to be. We can just press end turn a bunch of times. Okay, fight is over. Okay. We got a Gira and a Strength Pod. What a weird world. Okay. Crippling Cloud's probably the pick. Crippling Cloud's really good. Goes well with our Poison Stab plus and Bouncing Flask plus. We're down to 15. Do we feel safe going to an elite with 15 health? Not particularly. We're best off if it's Lagavulin again. We do some pretty good potions. Alright, we'll give it a shot. Maybe this heals us. It does. Not exactly in the way we were hoping, but I think we take it. Taking less damage from Vulnerable is pretty good too, especially since it can be Gremlin Knob. And Vulnerable happens in that fight. Although, if Vulnerable happens and then we take damage, we're definitely dying. Plus, if we anger the mushrooms, we could lose the fight for sure. Or at least spend a potion on it. But Crippling Cloud is so good in that fight. I don't know, we've got a shot at it. This is so foolish. Alright, let's do it. There is Crippling Cloud. Okay. Neutralize on this guy. Oh, that doesn't reduce the damage. He's already weak. We can Strength Pot, and then these do more damage. If they do too much more damage, we'll kill him, and then take more damage from the other guy. So we need to do 19 damage to kill him. This would do 10. This would do 18. So yeah, we would kill him if we Strength Pot. We're fairly likely to get another potion. These are the only 2 we've gotten, and we're pretty late in the act. So let's go for it. It blocks for a net 6, so it's worth it. Oh, shouldn't have played that. That was, I'm gonna restart the fight to not do that. That was obviously wrong. We should have played Well-Laid Plans and held it, because we were blocking for 6 with Auric Alchem before we did it. Okay. So now we gotta kill this guy. We can do 16 damage. We need 2 more. Hopefully Bouncing Flask gets him at least once. Okay. Thanks to Flying Knee for all that energy. It looks like we're getting through this fight with no damage. We did spend a potion on it. That's something. We got an odd mushroom out of it. Leg sweep is amazing. It keeps us alive, applies some weak. It does look like, since we have Auric Alchem, we do like to rely on a weak for block if we can. So we can like weaken people and then block with just the 6. So leg sweep's gonna be good. Okay, hopefully we can get through this fight also without losing damage. Or excuse me, losing health. Survivor's gonna help us do that here. And I think it's gonna be Poison Stab, Strike over Crippling Cloud. They both apply 4 poison, this one just hits a lot harder. Would like to not have my money stolen. Here's the damage though. Well, defend blocks for a negative amount, so I don't think we're doing that. Just taking 5. Going into an elite fight with 10, though, that's pretty dubious. We did get a potion, so we're going in with 2 potions. That's nice. I don't know if any of these are necessary. We've got a bunch of poison damage, so I think we're good on damage. Sucker Punch does apply weak, but we have 3 sources of weak already: Neutralize, Crippling Cloud, and Leg Sweep, so I think we're okay there. And Dagger Throw is nice for being consistent, but we've already got some pretty expensive stuff, so more card draws. Probably not good. Deflect could help if it is Lagavulin. And maybe we need to be optimizing for the very next fight, because we are at 10. And that's pretty sketchy. So I think I will take Deflect. It's not like a good card in the deck, but it will help us win if this is Lagavulin. It's not. Turn 1, Bouncing Flask, and Poison Steps. Excellent. Against Gremlin Knob, though. Orichalcum is no slouch in this fight as well. Do we dare Crippling Cloud Flying Knee? If we Crippling Cloud Flying Knee, do we ever get Flex Spot lethal next turn? If we get 3 strikes, or if we get 2 strikes and a Neutralize, and we Flex Spot, that's going to be 11 per strike, so it's 22 plus 8 is 30 on the nose. We're going to be doing 19 from poison this turn, plus 18 is like 3 less than 40, which is 37. Yeah, no, we win if we get if we draw 2 strikes and neutralize next turn. We have Orichalcum, so we're not dying. We do have to kill him next turn for sure, and we definitely can miss. Although even if we miss, Speed Pot, Leg Sweep, Defend might be enough, or Leg Sweep, Survivor. All-Win thinks we're done, but he's wrong. This is pretty much the worst possible hand. We kind of split the difference. We didn't get the 3 strikes. We also didn't get Leg Sweep Survivor. We can't spend 3 energy on attacking or blocking. Okay, so if we Leg Sweep Defend, do we survive? With Speed Pot, obviously. He's already weak, so the weak doesn't do anything. Alright, so he's at 3 strength. This attack normally does 16 damage. So calculator says he'd go up to 9 strength, so he'd go to 25 root times 1.5 times 0.75. So he's going to be doing 28 damage if we play both of those. And we are going to be blocking for 16 plus 10, so 26. So he would do 2 net damage to us. Seems fine. Oh, my math was wrong? That's weird. Why is he doing 23? Calculator. He's 16. Yeah, 16 plus 9 is definitely 25. 25 times 1.5 times 0.75. He's supposed to be doing 28. What's happening right now? Does this attack not do 16 root damage? We are vulnerable. Oh, Odd Mushroom. Oh, Odd Mushroom. Thanks, Bale Lord. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, obviously we're going to attack too. We have Poison Lethal now. I like the feeling that Bela Lord is just waiting there in chat to remind me of some obscure Slay the Spire mechanic that I've forgotten. Makes me feel safe. 1000 Cuts, Dagger Spray, flying near the choices. We have a Deflect. Is really the sort of the thing that would indicate that 1000 Cuts is correct. Well-laid plans could kind of help the 1,000 cuts go off on a big turn. I don't think 1,000 cuts is generally not good, so I don't think, in the absence of some extreme evidence, that it's good here. It's pickable. Take a second Flying Knee. We have a lot of expensive cards: Bouncing Flask, Leg Sweep, and Crippling Cloud, as well as Well-Laid Plans, which somewhat increases the average cost of our hand. We're still only drawing 5 cards a turn, so I guess that's maybe not true, but still. So Flying Knee, I think, is pickable here, but I'm pretty happy with the damage. I think we're getting there on Hexaghost. Dagger Spray stacks with Gira. It's pretty unusual to be a strength scaling silent. It sort of pushes you in a shiv direction, which generally gets you killed. At least in my experience. Maybe if you have, I don't know. I think I have pulled off a shiv deck against the heart, but it's tricky to walk that line. And you often get punished by Time Lord. Time Lord ends up being like a bigger challenge than the heart sometimes if you're playing a shiv deck. If you've got like, whatever, 2 copies of After Image or something, so that you can really negate the beat damage. I think we just take none of these. I'm pretty afraid of dying, because we're at 8, so we're gonna go to a question mark. It's a shop. We have enough money for a shop relic, so we can open this. Silent tends to be my favorite Chemical X class. I like Chemical X quite a bit. Malaise. I'm not sure if Malaise is super good here, because we have so many other sources of weak. But it's usually super good, so it would be unusual for it to not be super good. Other things that are available: Footwork, Warpaint, Card Remove. None of these attacks are super appealing. We do Shivs and Gira, both of these. What is Warpaint hitting? We already got upgrades on a couple of important targets. I guess Crippling Cloud and Leg Sweep are both pretty amazing targets, though. Deflect is fine. Survivor is fine as well. The Deflect makes me think I should take Footwork. Also, Footwork's just good. I'm kind of thinking about taking an upgrade or a Gira there. Hexaghost sort of rewards you for being at low health, but then also kills you. I think we're killing Hexaghost before his second whatever 6 times attack. So surviving the first one is, by being at low health, is like kind of cheeky, right? Like we could pull that off, but I'm not sure if we're surviving like the 9 times 2 attack if we're at 8. And we are definitely gonna have to do that. He's gonna be weak, so maybe it's gonna end up being a 6 times attack. Is this actually enough to guarantee he's weak? Yeah, that's true. Well-laid plans. That's a good point. I don't know if Orc Halcyon is really helping us against the 9 times 2 attack, because it's going to block for 6, but then we take 6 and go to 2. If we hit Warpaint, how likely is it to hit a defend? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 non-defend targets. I guess Survivor counts, right? 4 non-defend targets and 5 defend targets. So it's slightly more likely to hit a defend than a other skill per card. I see what you mean. Yeah, that's true. We're probably fine. Does he attack for... He attacks for like 1 times 6 if you're below 12, right? He doesn't ever attack for 0 times 6. I would like to fit in a card remove. That would be nice. So we could do like card remove, footwork, and still have 130-ish left over. We'd be spending 156, so there'd be 133 left over. Not enough for war paint or chemical X. I don't know if I've ever bought a war paint. It just seems like sort of it's like an okay relic to get out of like an elite fight. You're like, oh, okay. Upgraded my leg sweep, great. But I don't know about buying one from a store. Ooh, good instincts available too. So if there's a reason to stack up a bunch of zero cost block cards, we have one of those available. I think what makes me feel the safest is footwork, card remove, skill pop. I'm not sure if I need to feel that safe, but I don't think it's too wrong either. Skipping chemical X is unfortunate, skipping warpaint is unfortunate, but neither one of them is like obviously amazing right now. If warpaint hit leg sweep and crippling cloud, though, that would be a bonanza value. Okay, let's do this. Are we lifting or smithing? Lifting is fun and makes me feel like I'm making progress on some like alternate win condition. But I'm not sure it really does much in the deck. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. So it's like 7 damage per shuffle-ish. Assuming we play all the strikes, which is quite an if. Whereas Crippling Cloud is an additional 3 damage per turn. 3 damage per turn sounds like quite a bit more than 7 damage per shuffle. Leg Sweep gives us additional weak up time. And 3 extra block. I don't think we need the leg sweep upgraded a ton. I think I'm pretty happy with upgraded Crippling Cloud. Feels weird to upgrade a card when lifting is available, but I think it's correct. Okay. Alright. Bouncing Flash on turn 1 is amazing, so is Well Laid Plans. I'll play the Neutralize because I think we're holding the leg sweep. He is hitting for 1 times 6. Look at that. Survivor Flying Knee Poison Stab does some good damage. Sets up to have 4 energy with these cards. So Footwork, Crippling Cloud, block. Seems good. Crippling Cloud, Deflect, Double Strike. That's nice. It feels good. Spent our energy on attacking, and still got the block in. We didn't need to play the Deflect at all, or Calca block again. That's kind of silly. We can Bouncing Flask, Footwork, take 2, go to 6, draw some extra cards next turn. Doesn't seem like we should probably be skipping too many Bouncing Flasks. I guess the alternative is Bouncing Flask, Survivor, Hold, Footwork. But then we're losing Leg Sweep and we just shuffled. So we might not get it back in time. I think I feel pretty okay taking 2. Alright, the burns, that's an angle I wasn't counting on when I was doing the math on this fight. I was figuring Leg Sweep would block the 9 times 2 by itself. But it doesn't do that if you have burns in your hand. I think we're playing a defend to block out this turn. Getting in some strikes while the getting's good. Is he even getting to the 9x2 attack? It's possible we're just killing him before that. Deflect is totally unnecessary. I guess this is the 9x2. Okay. We can just block it with Survivor Defend for one. Actually, is Survivor Defend even better here? Because it's like, we blocks for 17 versus 13. So we end up picking one either way. That's kind of odd. I guess this sets up weak for next turn. Is over. Maybe I've not used like. I guess maybe I'll just take 0 and spend the whole turn blocking, because he's dead, right? So I guess I don't care what happens. Maybe that's what you mean by is over. You just mean I have already won the fight. Stop thinking. Okay, I'm pretty sure Orichalcum blocks burn. I'm just going to refresh myself with doing science here. So if I take 2, I apologize. Yeah, it does block it. Okay. Adrenaline, Alchemize, or Tools of the Trade. Well, Tools of the Trade is good specifically if we get offered Hovering Kite. Otherwise, it just kind of puts you behind on draws. I don't see any particular reason why we want to like be drawing through the deck faster, which is what Tools of the Trade helps you do. Alchemize is good if we get Sacred Bark. So we got sort of 2 specific boss relic synergy cards. And then I think Adrenaline is the presumptive leader here. Adrenaline tends to be extremely good. Adrenaline kind of has an anti-combo with Velvet Choker. So I guess there's lots of boss relic interactions flying around in this decision. The one of them that helps the deck most obviously right now is Adrenaline. And I don't think there's anything in particular that convinces me that one of the other 2 is correct. Even Tools of the Trade with a Hovering Kite, I'm not sure is better than Adrenaline, which is kind of sad. Alchemize is kind of a dark horse. Alchemize is like, it usually like, I don't know how to think about Alchemize. I have played Alchemize a bunch of times and I'm still like, very confused about what it means. It like, you end up filling your potion slots with a like fairy in a bottle and a, ghost in a jar. And like, that's great. You want that. That's a really good outcome. But then just like a lot of the times Alchemize feels useless and you end up feeling like you have to stay in fights so that you can like drink a potion and use Alchemize to replace the slot. And it's like, it just puts you in a really weird spot. It's really awkward to play. It gives you a side quest as well, which isn't always welcome. Especially when we're doing poison damage. It's very difficult to control when the fight ends, so we might not be able to get to Alchemize. And it's up against Adrenaline, which is just a killer card, right? Adrenaline's quite good. So I think we're going to go for Adrenaline here. There's Sacred Bark, so maybe we should pick the Alchemize. Obviously, we don't get to know that beforehand. We're not desperate for energy. I did call out that we had some expensive cards, Bouncing Flask, Leg Sweep, Crippling Cloud, but Crippling Cloud is an exhaust card, so it's not, you don't have to pay for it over and over, and we just did pick up a little bit of energy. We also have a Deflect, so it's like we don't have a super expensive deck. We have a Flying Knee to help out a little bit. So I don't think we absolutely have to pick Fusion Hammer here. That being said, Fusion Hammer is quite good, so I'm not like ruling it out, I'm just saying it's not required. I would like upgrades on Footwork, Leg Sweep, Well-Laid Plans, and Neutralize, as well as possibly Adrenaline. Fusion Hammer makes that quite difficult. I'm okay with all of these staying unupgraded. Probably the most important one is the Footwork. Leg Sweep is nice too. But I think Astrolabe is probably the pick here. We don't really need the energy, and Astrolabe has some pretty tremendous upside, including like Catalyst Plus, or like another Crippling Cloud, or like Wraith Form. Like Astrolabe can absolutely provide you a transformative power boost. If we picked Alchemize, we would definitely pick Sacred Bark, but I don't think we're probably picking it right now. Sacred Bark is pretty good with both of these potions. That's worth calling out. Getting 2 copies of skill and getting 10 strength temporarily. Both very strong effects. But I think we're going to pick Astrolabe and feed it some strikes. I wish those cards didn't fly away so fast. I don't understand why they built that. Why isn't it just like a screen where it says these are the cards you get? I guess because that screen has a skip option. Maybe is the like technical region, and they don't want you to be able to skip them. Because otherwise it would just be strictly better than Empty Cage, which is not the intention. Although it is strictly better than Empty Cage because it's just way better. It's not strictly better. That's a misrepresentation. So we got a Blade Dance Plus and an Infinite Blades. So I guess we better get that Gira pumping. Here, speaking of which, I'm behind on my exercise quota, so we're gonna do one right now. Real life Gira. Noxious Fumes is very good though. Pretty excited about that. Man, Blade Dance and Infinite Blades. Particularly the Infinite Blades, that might be worth a card remove. Having that blocking up a spot in your opening hand is pretty negative in a lot of fights. Sometimes it's good though. If we end up getting a ton of strength, then there's a lot of fights in the game where having a Shiv every turn is pretty nice. Okay, well, let's see what Act 2 looks like. Champ. Alright. So we're really hoping to find Catalyst in Act 2. If we don't find Catalyst, we're going to have to come up with some kind of weird way of killing Champ. Apparitions are not particularly good against Champ. Bites are okay, but they're not going to, have let us survive an Execute or anything. Probably are looking to go to a shop just because we really want the Catalyst. We don't have a ton of money, so it's not like it's actually a good thing for the run for us to be wanting to go to a shop. I think we just want to go to a shop because I wish I could go on this left route with all these fires. That seems nice. Get some gear up rocks. 2 elites. If there's no shop on that path, maybe we don't care about the shop that much. We do only have 150 gold. How much does a shop increase your chances of finding an uncommon card? Uncommon cards definitely can spawn in shops, as well as rare cards. If you're looking for a specific rare card, I think going to shops is a pretty good idea. If you're looking for a specific uncommon, I feel like going to hallway fights is also quite good. So shops show you, 5 cards, and one of them's guaranteed to be a power. No, I guess it's 6 cards, huh? So 6 cards, 5 of which aren't powers. And we need one of the non-power ones, because it's Catalyst, right? So a shop shows you 5 cards, whereas a fight shows you 3. And a fight can show you a power in one of the 3 slots, which makes the math somewhat unequal. So it's not quite apples to apples, but... So I'll say that a shop is approximately like 2 fights worth of chance of seeing an uncommon. It's kind of an interesting property of this game. I never thought about that before. But if we just do a bunch of hallway fights, maybe we'll find it. I do not believe elites have increased chance of giving you uncommons. Only rares, they have a boosted chance. Just out of curiosity, how many uncommons does Silent have? Okay, we've got... Sorry, this is going to be me counting out loud, so get ready for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. And some of them are quite bad. Just scrolling through them, there's a lot of really bad silent uncommons. You got Eviscerate, oof. Heel Hook, Infinite Blades, Masterful Stab, goodness gracious. Reflex, Setup, Tactician, yikes. Accuracy. Yeah. Choke. Distraction, my goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of really bad silent uncommons. I didn't realize that. Silent's uncommon pool is terrible. With the obvious exceptions of Catalyst and Noxious Fumes and Well-Laid Plans and stuff. Okay. I think we're going on this path. Get a couple of question marks, maybe get some bites. I don't know if we want bites, actually. That would add 4 cards to the deck. I am so confused about the Gira, because it's like we only have 1 strike left, so 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in the deck get strength scaling, and then we added a bunch of shivs, so we get like 1 card per turn, and then 3 cards, 3 times strength scaling with Blade Dance. What's insane about Blade Dance is like it gets the same strength scaling as Sword Boomerang, right? Like 3 times, but then you get to target it. Like Blade Dance would be such a nuts Ironclad card. Adding 3 cards that are targeted attacks that exhaust, Ironclad is salivating. But we're not playing Ironclad, so yeah, I guess we'll just try and get some Gira procs and see how it goes. Alright. Well, this is one of the fights where shivs are quite good. So I like that. Noxious Fumes is probably how we're actually winning the fight. So let's play that. And then I think we're going to skip Footwork and play like Survivor Deflect. Which doesn't feel great. Does block out this turn. Alright, Shiv Blade Dance can knock somebody down. That's probably him. And then we could Leg Sweep to block this guy. Oh wait, Orichalcum. Orichalcum. We have Orichalcum. Forget about Orichalcum. Alright, so let's knock this guy down. Play a bunch of shivs. And then Well-Laid Plans Poison Stab or Bouncing Flask. I think I like Well-Laid Plans Poison Stab. Let's just target this bird, who's the biggest priority. Let's us keep Leg Sweep, which could help us maintain our life later. Alright. So we can AoE weak, which would reduce his damage by 4 to 10. And would reduce his damage by 6 because of rounding. So we'd be taking 16 plus 3, so 19. And then we could Adrenaline and Leg Sweep. Block for 11. Or we could just Leg Sweep on him, where the weak gets the biggest effect, and then Adrenaline triple defend. Leg Sweep on him, and then we take 14 plus 6 is 20, plus 4 is 24. So that would block out and overblock by 3 or something. Alright, so let's start with the Adrenaline. We have Heart Hand Room for this. Interesting. So we can actually get weak off on 2 targets without Crippling Cloud. So we'll take the 2 highest impact targets. Now we're taking 20 damage exactly. So I guess we'll double defend. That's our first letter opener proc of the run. Our 4th relic. It's not been doing much. Reflexively, I want to keep the Crippling Cloud. Is it actually good? He's dying to poison next turn. He's ground birds who don't care. We have flying me coming up. We already have a defend. Yeah, I think I'll just keep it second defend. I think we're trying to stay full health in this fight. Or not lose any health. Seems to be the goal. Alright, so he's not attacking, he's dying. Don't care about either of those. We can knock him down. Yeah, that's definitely the fight. Okay. The old negative block defend play. They never see it coming because it's stupid. Okay, second Noxious Fumes. Definitely not as much value as the first Noxious Fumes. I think the primary value in the second Noxious Fumes is not that their poison increases faster, it's that you get a Noxious Fumes more reliably early in the fight. I mean, I guess mathematically they function pretty similar to each other, in the absence of that one relic that makes whenever you apply poison it applies one extra. That obviously only procs on one of them because they stack numerically, not sequentially. But we don't have that relic, so we don't really need to think about it. Yeah, why is it that one Noxious Fumes is better than two? I mean, math says that this one's better because it's upgraded, but that's really the only difference between them. So if one of them's good, the other one should be good too. I don't know, that's not really how card games work though, because, like, what we want is to have our poison not fall off, right? But that's not really what Noxious Fumes does. Noxious Fumes just reapplies poison every turn. It has the effect of making poison go up over time instead of down. But it doesn't actually increase or decrease the value of other poison in the deck. I mean, in a way that's unlike just applying poison every turn, right? It helps it in exactly the same way as if you were drawing a zero-cost card that deals poison damage every turn. But, like, psychologically, it feels like it's really important to have Noxious Fumes to make the poison keep going. We don't have any power synergy stuff, so we're not, like, trying to get a power for that reason. Doesn't really help us against Champ. In the absence of Catalyst, which is already the situation we're in. But it's not really up against anything. We don't really want an Endless Agony or a Dagger Throw. Endless Agony scales with Gira a little bit, but we haven't even used Gira. Nonetheless, I do think Noxious Fumes is probably better than Skip here. We are in a little bit of danger of getting too many powers here as well. We have 4 powers currently, considering going up to 5. 5 powers in the 21 card deck. It's quite a bit of stuff to do during your first shuffle. Right, fine. Oh, supposed to do exercise. Didn't think about it until the end. Forgive me. Alright. But now we're just looking at nothing. Darn. Alright. Alright. Do we have bites? No. You are the chosen one. I think Crippling Cloud, Noxious Fumes, Neutralize is the line that's calling to me. Other things we could do: Infinite Blades, Footwork, Noxious Fumes, just play all the powers. We're definitely not skipping Noxious Fumes, I think. So it's Crippling Cloud versus Infinite Blades Footwork. I think Crippling Cloud probably does more damage over the course of the fight, and Weaken Surfer next turn. Actually, the next 2 turns with Neutralize, which is also always happening. Poison Stab does less damage than Crippling Cloud, but Poison Stab Infinite Blades probably does more damage than Crippling Cloud. Yeah, it does, because Poison Stab adds 4 damage per turn, and Infinite Blades adds 4 damage per turn, so it's 8 damage per turn versus 7. And yeah, Poison Stab also does 8 front-loaded damage, so it starts out ahead and goes faster. However, Crippling Cloud weakens her for the next 2 turns, which seems pretty relevant, so I think we're going to play Crippling Cloud. Here's the other Noxious Fumes. It's probably Noxious Fumes, and then we could just play Bouncing Flask, and let Orichalcum block, or we could play like Noxious Fumes, Survivor, Deflect, or something. I guess we could just play Bouncing Flask, Survivor. Takes Noxious Fumes quite a while to catch up to Bouncing Flask in terms of damage, because like it doesn't even apply as much poison until 4 turns from now. And the fight is unlikely to even be that long. So I think we just do Bouncing Flask, Survivor, Deflect. We've already got one of our Noxious Fumes down. What's the value of the second one? Sorry, it's the same as the first one? What are you saying? Oh. I guess I'm mistaken. Double Defend Well-Laid Plans is something we could do. Save Adrenaline for a card a time when we need more block. If we play Double Defend Adrenaline, we proc Letter Opener, and that's always fun. Or Double Defend Blade Dance, also does that. Playing 2 Defends makes me a little bit nervous about getting a bunch of Dazes next turn. We could draw 5 Dazes or 4 Dazes and Ascender's Bane next turn, which I think is why we would want to play Well-Laid Plans. So let's do that. I almost clicked on Adrenaline, thinking it was the end of my turn already. But not yet pressed the button. We did indeed draw no defense, so let's play Adrenaline and try to draw it. Okay. Skill Pot could save us 10 health here. Yeah, I think that's about all we expect Skill Pot to do for us. Well, these are bad. Guess Cloak and Dagger is 5 block-ish. Oh wait, can we kill her? Oh shit, okay. Fair enough. Terror's bad. Deflect is... we have 1 in the deck and 1 is way too many. And Concentrate is bad. But, this is an opportunity to do some exercise. Let's do this one. I think we'll just skip this. These are all bad, right? Yeah. None of them do poisony stuff. Don't think we need the deflect. We talked about going to a shop to try and find Catalyst, but that path is way worse. So I think we go left. There's Bites. Costs us a bit of current HP. We go down to 46, losing 5 current HP. We also gain net 4 attacks in the deck because we gave up a bunch of strikes to Astrolabe and a shop. Bites are good though. There's no debating that. I think we probably refuse this. We're in okay shape without Bites. Bites don't help us against champ, they hurt us. Okay. Double Noxious Fumes Survivor, I suppose. I'm always a bit sketched out when I can't do the 20 damage to Centurion early on. So part of me wants to do like double Noxious Fumes Flying Knee. But I think the responsible thing to do is take one and draw much cards with Puzzle. Leg Sweep blocks out. You can like Leg Sweep Adrenaline Crippling Cloud. Get lots of weak, several poison, and a couple more cards. Maybe one of those cards is Well-Laid Plans, and that makes us change our tune a little bit. I would also like to get Bouncing Flask in. Also, we could Flexpot, Blade Dance, Strike, and if we had played the Infinite Blades next turn, we'd get 5 times 5, 25 extra damage from that. That would have been neat. Let's see what these cards are. Right, it is Well-Laid Plans. So we probably want to play Well-Laid Plans. And then I think we want to Leg Sweep, and I think we're going to hold Crippling Cloud, and I guess play Blade Dance? I guess we're going to do it now, because if we use the Flex Pot now, we do put Centurion under the 21 damage threshold where Mystical Heal. And we don't have a ton of use for Flex Pot otherwise. So it does something meaningful, I'll let it do it. Probably want that Crippling Cloud. Well-Laid Plans could really use an upgrade. I would love to hold on 2 cards from that hand. To have held on to 2 cards from that hand. Alright, no damage coming in here, so this is the time for Poison Stab and Crippling Cloud. Probably hold a Neutralize here. I don't know what we're getting next turn. Could be anything. Is Neutralize good? I guess we just stack the Neutralize now and hold the Defend. You can't out damage. You can't out heal my poison. It's too strong. Okay, Leg Sweep Defend is gonna block the damage, and I guess we'll hold on to Bounce. No, Defend. I think we're in the end game here. We're just trying not to take damage in the fight. Footwork Double Defend does almost that. I guess Triple Defend does it slightly better. It's kind of greedy to Triple Defend in this context, but oh well. Maybe eventually we'll play that Footwork. Yeah, she's dead. Okay. Not as greedy as I thought, apparently. Piercing Wail is excellent. Piercing Wail Plus is even better. We have a Well-Laid Plans, which makes Piercing Wail quite a bit better. Good for setting up bosses and doing weird things with their strength and their split. Also just good against enemies who multi-attack. Footwork Neutralize, Survivor Defend. Seems like a good start. Neutralize is going to reduce his damage down to 18. Survivor Defend blocks for, what, 10 plus 7, 17? Seems like a plan. Classic 1 damage puzzle poke. Bouncing Flask Piercing Wail seems really good here. Yeah, let's get started. Let's draw some cards. I guess I could have seen what those cards were going to be, but whatever. Double Noxious Fumes and Crippling Cloud is excellent. Part of a balanced diet. Deflect and Defend are definitely happening. Beyond that, doesn't seem like anything is particularly helpful. I guess we're holding on to Blade Dance for an unknown occasion. I guess it prevents it from shuffling, even though we're winning the fight right now and never shuffling again. I guess that decision was meaningless. Okay. Snecko Oil. Second shot at a Dagger Spray. Works well with Gira. We still haven't procced Gira. Dodge and Roll, we do have a Footwork now, so we get a little bit of bonus value out of that. 2 procs out of our decks is better than almost any other card in the game. Is it any other card in the game? Is Dodge and Roll the only scaling block card? Or deck scaling block card? I guess, like, Deceive Reality Safety is 2 cards that kind of double scales your decks. But yeah, I'll count that. It's kind of a 2-mana card that procs your decks twice. Is Backstab good? No. Backstab is not good. None of these cards are good. Reinforced Body. How does Reinforced Body work? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Reinforced Body is obviously the 7 times your deck's card for defects that do silly things with their energy. Okay, yeah, I don't think we want any of these. I think our damage is all sorted through other means, and I don't think Dodge and Roll is quite up to it. Maybe that's not true. I guess we have to take some defensive card, right? We've only got the Leg Sweep and the Deflect. Crippling Cloud kind of counts. Alright, fine. Can we lift? Are we going to die if we lift? We're probably going to die if we lift. Also, it doesn't really do much. I think this is going to be the saddest Gira ever. This is going to be a Gira that we just, like, it's like that gym membership that you pay for and never go to the gym. That's what this Gira is. It just doesn't do much. I think we just have to rest here. Okay. Let's go. Yikes, we can't kill anybody on turn 1, which is a really bad sign. The deck is slow, but this is just too slow. I'm getting Fat Gremlined too. Maybe we Snecko Oil here, look for something. Crippling Cloud. Huh. Reinforced Body for 2. That's... Reinforced Body is kind of an insane card. It's like way above the balance point. Wait, Reinforced Body for 2 outblocks the Ironclad rare? But that card blocks for 30. That's confusing, because doesn't Reinforced Body for 2 just block for 14? Alright, I think we don't want to skip Footwork in this fight. We don't want Neutralize's cost to be randomized, but then we're drinking the Snecko Oil. It's kind of good for Leg Sweep's cost to get randomized. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Spirit Shield could also outblock it, but that's not always. I guess technically does Panic Button exhaust? Panic Button does exhaust, doesn't it? Alright, let's do it. Oh hey, we got Leg Sweep decosted, that's nice. 3-cost Crippling Cloud is upsetting a small amount. I was really hoping to draw Crippling Cloud and play it. There's a bug here. The game has a highlighted Crippling Cloud as though it were playable, because when we drew it, it was sort of like half playable. So it like, when I drew the card, it cost 2, and it did some calculation, and it was like, this card is playable, put a blue border around it, and then immediately after that it changed the cost so that it's no longer playable. So it shouldn't have a border around it. I don't know why changing the cost of a card doesn't cause it to reevaluate whether or not it's playable, but whatever. So this blocks out, right? So we've blocked. So now can we do stuff that's offensive? I guess the most offensive thing we can do is play Infinite Blades and then Leg Sweep, putting some weak on Gremlin Leader, so that he doesn't hit us for 33 next turn. We can't hold Leg Sweep because we don't have well-laid plans yet. We do have 6 block for next turn, which is nice. Okay. Aha! 8 times 3. That's much less than 11 times 3. Deflect is always happening. Shiv is a card, I guess. And I don't know how to resolve this thing. I think it's probably Bouncing Flask Well-Laid Plans, or Bouncing Flask Defend. Not playing Well-Laid Plans feels bad. Not playing Bouncing Flask feels really bad. Oh gosh. That's not a good outcome. I wouldn't have killed this guy. I guess killing Mad Gremlin is something. Well, we need an awful lot of block this turn, so I think we're gonna have to draw back to Well-Laid Plans. Okay. 2 Noxious Fumes finally gets us to the sort of damage we need to kill those gremlins. It's weird that the Shiv from Infinite Blades is not at the beginning of the hand because Centennial Puzzle got proc, but I guess that is how that interacts. Noxious Fumes blocks this turn. It's a little scary to use Noxious Fumes when the Gremlin Leader is not multi-attacking, because it's a big tool for that. We can Shiv Blade Dance Fat Gremlin to death, and then double Noxious Fumes. Take 10. Or take 4, rather. Yeah, I think that's probably the play. Okay, save the Piercing Whale. Get the Noxious Fumes down. Weak seems really good. Do we Adrenaline for 3 here? We could draw a Leg Sweep, which would be really nice. Dodge and Roll's pretty good. I guess Survivor's technically playable as well. This is always happening. This is always happening. This is always happening. Oh wait, Survivor is not playable. We're only gonna have 1 energy. We draw Well-Laid Plans. Best outcome is probably Leg Sweep, Dodge and Roll. It's pretty unlikely though. Almost everything blocks. The only thing it doesn't is Survivor, Crippling Cloud, and Flying Knee, which are all either unplayable or don't normally block. I guess they're all unplayable is the primary thing they share. So there's 3 unplayable cards out of 8. All the other ones at least block for 5. Sitting for 36. We currently survived that at 1. It's kind of a scary number to be at. Bouncing Flask can miss significantly and do all the poison to Mad Gremlin, which would be bad. We're living on a prayer here a little bit, so I think we'll just Adrenaline. Okay, fine. Finally, we can get Well-Laid Plans down, keep the Leg Sweep. It does mean we're skipping Crippling Cloud, but Crippling Cloud is you know, only slightly more than 1 turn of Noxious Fumes here. so not super necessary. Here's the Piercing Wail turn. So it's like Leg Sweep, Piercing Wail, Dodge and Roll, Poison Stab. Okay, so we're getting hit for 18, we're already blocking for 13. This blocks out. I guess if we're gonna Shiv Poison Stab, we could do it on this Mad Gremlin. No, let's just pile the damage into the leader. We need to get there for him. Or get there on him. We need to kill him. The plan is killing the Gremlin leader here. It's a bold plan. I'm gonna save the defend. That costs 0. Crippling Cloud is good here. Helps us get there. Okay. Tell me more. I like this whole getting there plan. Looks like we've won the fight. At 8, once again, one of our favorite health totals. Ooh, we got a ghost in a jar. What? Okay. Backflip helps pay off our footwork. It's also upgraded. And it's a block card. I felt kind of bullied into taking a dodge and roll last floor because we didn't have any block cards. Backflip relieves that pressure quite a bit. Crippling Cloud is nice, but we have a lot of damage. So I'm gonna take a backflip. Okay, I think we need to rest again because we're at 8, and we don't want to die. An oddly smooth stone. Wow, that's excellent. I think we rest again because we're forced into this next elite. And again, we don't want to die. I'm probably most afraid of slavers here. Alright. Would be nice if we had a footwork in this hand, but we don't. Leg Sweep does quite a bit of work though. So let's start there. And I guess Poison Stab? Let's Poison Stab the Fungi Beast. We have odd mushroom, so he can't really hurt us. We've seen your kind before, Fungi Beast. We know that you're a sentient mushroom holding a rat corpse. We think it's gross. Piercing Wail on a multi-attack is always at least somewhat good. Gives us a chance to develop Noxious Fumes. Let's Adrenaline too. Order. And I guess we're holding on to Blade Dance for some unknown occasion. It feels like it's better than a strike. It feels like it's better than a defend. I guess it's actually quite good at getting Shelled Parasite plated armor off. So that's something. Both defends are probably happening. I just realized that Dodge and Roll is kind of bad with Orichalcum. Can end up being negative block on the following turn. Never thought about that interaction before. Okay, I think this is probably happening. Sitting for 9, so we can block it out. So let's do that. Pure dumb luck that math worked out perfectly. Absolutely 100% calculated. Max block here is Footwork, Double Defend, Neutralize. Seems like we're only blocking for 11. I guess we only need 11. Whatever, I'm still developing this. You can't stop me, Twitch chat. Right, he's trying to hit us for 16. We have 16 block. We could Blade Dance and hit him for 0. You can dodge and roll and set up block for next turn, but is that good or bad? I don't know. I guess it's positive block even for next turn. So I'll do that. Let me hold on to Bouncing Flask, okay. Oh, actually Blade Dance would have gotten some plated armor because playing the Blade Dance would have done 5 damage to the armor. I missed it. Sure. And then this one. Maybe one day he will choose not to attack us, and on that day we can play Bouncing Flask. Nope, he's going to attack us till he dies. That's fine too. He killed Shield Parasite without ever doing any damage to him that went through his armor. Ooh, Fruit Juice, excellent. We don't need Terror, we don't need Tactician, we don't do the synergy stuff that those need. We don't need Prepared either. Yeah, so we're skipping those. A Ritual Dagger. I think we're going to refuse the Ritual Dagger. I have PTSD from the last run, where we took Ritual Dagger and then never procced it. And it seems like the same situation is pretty much in effect, because we have two copies of Noxious Fumes that are like a lot of our damage, and so we basically have no ability to set people to 15 or lower. So I'll just take some money. Alright, it is a book, Peace Tabs. Leg Sweep will block out most of the damage for this turn. Let's go ahead and Adrenaline first, see what we're working with. Alright, no well-laid plans, so we might as well just play all the zero-cost stuff. And then Noxious Fumes and Poison Stab, I think does more damage than Infinite Blades. Yeah, Infinite Blades does 4 damage per turn, so does Poison Stab, but it also does 8 damage right now. Piercing Wail is really good in this fight. It's good enough that I would consider taking, 9 damage just to keep it in the deck. The only reason I wouldn't do that is we might not actually get back to it. Do I really think we're ending the fight that soon? The soonest we could get back to it is 3 turns. If we Bouncing Flask this turn, he is at plus 12, so he's at 18 poison, so he takes 18, then 20, then 22. That is a total of 60. This is math. And if he takes 60 damage, he's at 80 still, so I don't think we're even close to killing him in 3 turns. So it's very likely that we'll draw back to Piercing Wail in this fight. Defend blocks for 0, so I guess this turn is just Bouncing Flask, Blade Dance. Pretend that he's not attacking us for 15. We're only taking 9 here, so it's not huge. Ironically, the more damage we do, the less likely we are to draw back to Piercing Wail. There's very little we can do about that. Backflip Survivor blocks out. We can do that with Noxious Fumes, or like Flying Knee. Maybe Crippling Cloud needs to fit in this turn, so we can do like Crippling Cloud Survivor. Backflip is pretty likely to draw Footwork, which we're going to want to play, and even if it doesn't, draws us well-laid plans, which we're also going to want to play. And we're not going to have enough energy to do all those things. So maybe we try and fit Flying Knee in this turn. Maybe it's like Backflip Survivor Flying Knee. So that next turn we can play Footwork, well-laid plans, and whatever we draw. Next turn is a little bit scary, because he's going to be attacking for, if I don't play Crippling Cloud, 35. And there's nothing in here that actually blocks. High Trigged. Piercing Wail was good when he was attacking for 5 times 3. Piercing Wail is a really good card in this fight. The only reason I didn't play it is because it exhausts, and I'm really afraid of this fight. The longer it goes on, the more times he multi-attacks. So if he multi-attacks on the first turn, he hits you for 7 times 2. The next turn it's 7 times 3, then 7 times 4, then 7 times 5. Occasionally interrupted by this big attack, which is just a single attack. And so if we wait longer, then Piercing Wail will block for more. And I was kind of doing the math while I was looking at it and decided that Piercing Wail would probably come up again in the fight. But I can't know that that's true, so... Noxious Fumes probably does more damage than Crippling Cloud over the course of the fight. That's not true. Why would I think that to be true? Assuming the fight's like 3 more turns, Crippling Cloud's going to do approximately 21 damage, or 21 damage, depending on how you think about your poison amortization. Noxious Fumes over 3 turns is only going to do 6 damage. So Crippling Cloud does way more. Having him be weak for the next 2 turns seems really good. But then we take so much this turn. Take 9 this turn. Next turn's really spooky. We might have to Ghost in a Jar next turn. Alright. If the goal is to make next turn less spooky, the line is probably Dodge and Roll, Survivor, Flying Knee. Or we could backflip and get rid of these cards. Yeah, let's just do like backflip, Survivor, Noxious Fumes. Oh wait, Noxious Fumes is bad. Flying Knee. Dodge and Roll backflip is interesting. Dodge and Roll blocks for less this turn than Survivor does. The thing is, I don't think about these as bad cards, right? I think these are actually like very good cards. You know what we want to do? Okay, here's what we want to do. We want to backflip into Footwork, then play Footwork and Dodge and Roll. Because then we're blocking for a bunch this turn and a bunch next turn. And this is like 2/3 to work. Hey, Rusty Grum, how's it going? Ooh, it was the one card we didn't get. Well. Alright, let's just play Survivor Flying Knee then. Alright, 7 times 5, and indeed we have no block. We got 4 energy and only 3 energy worth of stuff to play. The Nightmare. So we do survive here. We survive at 7. Or we can have Ghost in a Jar block for 24. Or 27. Blocking for 27 is a lot for a potion, but Ghost in a Jar is a really powerful potion. So I think Ghost in a Jar can block for like 100, right? If you block the Heart's multi-attack after you're like way deep into the fight. Making that happen though is not something that happens all the time. Something that's also concerning me is we did not find Catalyst in Act 2, and we're about to go fight Champ. I don't know how we win that fight without Catalyst. It's possible we can sneak through by like landing a Piercing Wail on the execute turn. But I wouldn't say our chances are real good. But they're much worse if we go into it with low health, so I think we're going to drink the Ghost in the Jar now. Alright, well. Now he's hitting us even harder. I was sort of assuming we would find something to block with this turn. Like a Piercing Wail. Alright, we're always weakening him. So he's only hitting us for 30. I think we're always playing Defend. Damage doesn't matter because he's dying next turn even if we don't do anything. Wait, that's not true. Oh, it's almost true. Okay. Maybe we should have spent the Ghost in Jar this turn. I was assuming we would have a better option, but we would have actually blocked for more. No, wait. We would have ended up at a lower health total, so I'm not sure how that math worked out, but the thing I said was wrong. Something I said was wrong. I don't know which assumption was incorrect. One of them. Poison Potion's really good. Corpse Explosion, also quite good. But it isn't a Catalyst. And that puts us in an awkward spot. Riddle with Holes and Bane are both strength scaling cards, which would be relevant if we had ever lifted our Gira. Speaking of lifting our Gira, Corpse Explosion is really good against like Donudeka and Spire Elites and like Oozes. It's hard to imagine Corpse Explosion being bad. It's just not Catalyst, which is disappointing. You know, it's a poison card that isn't Catalyst. But we can't really hold that against it, right? Like, it's doing it all it can, being a solid card in its own right. Fine. Okay. One weird-looking snake dude. I think I'm going to play Well-Laid Plans and keep Backflip here. A snake with arms. Why does he have arms? I don't know. He has some sort of upper body. What's that all about? I don't know. He's a Snecko, not a snake. Order. But, you know what? Whatever. Sometimes I get the order wrong. Okay. That's always happening. This needs to happen, I think. Probably this one as well. Actually, no. We can hold that one. Right? Yeah. This blocks out. And then we can strike. And hold the leg sweep. Great. Can I get 1 damage? Thank you. Oh, we didn't actually need the 1 damage. The Noxious Fumes was going to do it. Okay, perfect. Snecko. That's always nice. Snecko can... I've lost 50 health to a Snecko. No exaggeration. Dodge and roll. Be our second one. We've just got the 1 footwork and the oddly smooth stone, so we don't need to go too nuts on the dodge and rolls. I think we're skipping this. We're getting pretty full. Alright, worth calling out, that card rewards screen also did not contain a Catalyst, which would have been helpful. Alright, I think it's Fruit Juice's time to shine. Okay. Might as well adrenaline. Okay, so Champ's health. We kind of okay. So we want him to split as low as possible. So we want to get him to like 221 with 100 poison, right? That's the ideal situation. Getting him to 221 with 100 poison means that he takes 100, figures out he needs to purge debuff, takes another 100, purges his debuffs, and sets up to execute while he's at 20, right? And then we kill him from 20 somehow. I don't know how we get to 100 poison, though. We need to play every poison card we see, and then I guess we need to play the poison potion while he's at 221, because we don't want the damage from the poison. We just want the poison. So I don't think we want to do damage in any way other than poison, because Champ's health total is a resource here. Because every health that he has above 220 is 1 extra turn that we can stack up poison on him. So I think even flying me is wrong here. We need to like save every bit of his health. So Infinite Blades is never getting played. Can't play Backflip right now because we might end up skipping Bouncing Flask. This does damage. This doesn't do anything. but I guess we'll play it. Oh, shoot. I'm actually going to restart the fight. Since it's the first turn, I'm going to not do even that 5 damage. Okay. Sorry about that. So we're just gonna hang out like that. I wish there was there is an indicator on letter opener, but we're just about to go. Okay. We need to play footwork and defend, I guess, to make sure that we don't die. Our health total is a resource too. But I don't want to skip any of the poison cards. But I just can't play all the poison cards. I guess we could play Noxious, Fumes, Poison Step, Footwork, and just take 7. It's not like obviously a disaster. The defend is only blocking for 2, and we'd have to play Footwork defend to get it. So I'll take 5. Okay. Alright, we want to save Piercing Wail for a multi-attack, and we can block out pretty well without it here. I'm going to assume that Dodge and Roll is going to be good next turn. And well-laid plans for the multi-attack. We're getting there. Not super quickly, but we're not going to get to 100, that's for sure. Alright. We need to block for 22, that's a little bit more than we can do from hand. Great. We're missing Corpse Explosion. Might be worth holding on to Corpse Explosion. He's going to go back to debuffing next turn. One of his debuffs is also an attack. I guess we're guaranteed to get Leg Sweep, so we can hold on to Corpse Explosion without too much fear. Yep, there's the debuff attack. Alright, so we are blocked for 7. Yeah, we can just Corpse Explosion Survivor. I'll neutralize to set up Pen Nib. Alright, he's at 230, so this is our last turn to set up Poison. Unfortunately, it looks like the Pen Nib setup was wrong. I was assuming I would want to pay that off when he was below the threshold. I guess it makes just as much sense to pay it off on the turn we're splitting him. And that turn has to be now. Do we do the Poison Potion now? Or after the split? I think after the split is too late. We need to do we need to split him as far as we can. And that means Poison Potion now. So now damage is good. And we need to hope we get that Piercing Wail back to survive the Execute. I guess Infinite Blades is good now too. We're definitely gonna die. Wait, Piercing Wail is here. Yeah, we're getting Piercing Wail next turn. Oh wait, he's dead. Okay, great, we did it. Oh wait, that's right. The whole problem with the fight is that he's purging his poison. Okay. Get rid of that. Please don't hurt me, Mr. Chan. It's hitting for 34. That seems survivable. Okay. Starting from 0 poison is so brutal. Okay, so he's not killing us this turn, so maybe we just like Bouncing Flask Poison Stab. we can't skip Bouncing Flask, right? So if we do Bouncing Flask and Poison Stab, how much damage are we doing to him? So he is taking 9 currently, plus the 12, so he'd take 21. 21 plus 24, or plus 25. So 21 plus 25 is 46, so we need to do 11 sort of natural damage to him. Or Poison Stab is going to do 8 of that. Surviving next turn, though, is going to be really difficult. So yeah, I think we just don't plan on surviving next turn. So let's see, we need to do 11 damage out of here. Yeah, almost every hand does 11 damage. Is there a way we miss? Double defend, dodge and roll, neutralize, strike misses. With Colorless Explosion, so we could possibly make that hand work even. Alright, I think we're gonna win. But we have to do this. Go really low. Oh, right. We have to retain cards. Does Corpse Explosion guarantee lethal next turn? So then we would end up doing Corpse Explosion, Neutralize, Strike on the lowest damage turn. So he's taking 25 now and then 29 next turn. So he only needs 4 more damage. So yeah, Corpse Explosion does guarantee lethal. Okay. Cool. Alright, well, that's a win. Counts. We have well-laid plans, so Grand Finale could possibly work. We have 26 cards, which is actually, okay, if we take Grand Finale, we'll hit 27 cards. We draw 7 cards on the first turn. Let's assume we proc Centennial Puzzle and play Backflip in the first cycle. That means we're drawing 5 extra cards in the first cycle, which keeps our mod 5 equal to 0. Which does mean that we would be cycling perfectly. The second cycle, I have no idea. A bunch of cards go away. Depends on how many powers we play. Gets much more chaotic to figure out. Oh, Adrenaline goes away too. Shoot, I guess that assumes we only play one of the Backflip and Adrenaline pair. For Grand Finale. What about Bullet Time? We have had some difficulties playing all the cards. Bullet Time is also quite good with well-laid plans. So you can, like, Bullet Time and then play your, like, Nightmares and stuff. Although we don't have any Nightmares, we don't have any Burst, we don't have any Catalyst. All the cool cards from that combo are just not here. Let's do some exercise while we think about it. Sorry, I just smashed my microphone button into my leg. Oof, those are hard. All right, digital Charmander is saving us from almost hitting 0 exercise. We're got down to 2 there for a second. Yes, I did get a haircut. See, observe. I could even take off my thing. It's I have kind of an awkward cowlick. I can't see it right now because my OBS setup, but kind of a weird little flip there. Yeah, I was getting really long, but it's illegal to go out and get haircuts now in California, so I was somewhat excited to do so. Although at the same time, I don't want to get sick. So, so yeah, Bullet Time is neat, but like it's neat with lots of cards that we don't have. We need like a Wraith form, or a Burst, or a Nightmare, or something. It's good with backflip and neutralize, so we draw cards first and then play the bullet time. Although the the backflip bullet time combo assumes that we're getting an energy relic or Snake Eye. What was our first boss relic? Oh, right, Astrolabe. Maybe Die. We don't have basically any like front-loaded anything. And that's a little bit scary. It's been causing us to lose some health in hallway fights, although we've also had some perfect hallway fights, so I'm not super convinced that Die helps us out. Maybe this is just a skip. I think it probably is. I think bullet time is the closest to skip here. But I think skip reigns supreme. I'm gonna feel really bad about skipping this bullet time if I pick a Nightmare later. But we need, like, of the bullet time Nightmare Catalyst combo, the part that we need the most is the Catalyst. We don't have that, so picking Bullet Tail is kind of having the tail wag the dog. No energy relics are available. Oh wait, that's not true. Runic Dome is an energy relic. What am I talking about? So we can pick Runic Dome and get killed by somebody random. Grand Finale, yeah, that would be fun. It's just, we already have a lot of setting up to do. I just didn't feel like doing more setup is appropriate. Plus, the best case scenario for Grand Finale, if you have a single copy of well-laid plans, is like approximately 50-50, because either you draw the well-laid plans first or the Grand Finale first. It's actually slightly higher than that, because Grand Finale can just naturally be in the last hand, and it can also be in the same hand as well-laid plans, so there's some nuance to that analysis. And it gets really complicated to try and figure it out. So your first hand has 7 cards, and so there's a chance that 2 of those are well-laid plans and whatever. Yeah, the probabilities are odd. Empty Cage and Black Star are probably better than Skip. I'm not sure if Runic Dome increases or decreases our heart kill win rate. If we take Empty Cage, we're getting rid of that Strike, and then probably the Deflect. No, I guess Deflect is probably better than a Defend. So I guess Strike, Defend. Oh wait, Infinite Blades. Yeah, Strike Infinite Blades, obviously. Infinite Blades is such a liability. Honestly, maybe Blade Dance Infinite Blades. Maybe Blade Dance is worse than Strike. It does more damage, but it's worse against the Heart and Time Lord. Both of the Heart and Time Lord I'm like super afraid of right now, and not that afraid of if we get a Catalyst plus. So I'm not really sure if Blade Dance is better than Strike or not. It kind of depends on if we get a Catalyst. Because if we get a Catalyst, then we need to focus on fights other than the Heart and Time Lord. And if we don't get a Catalyst, then we lose, right? There's no way we're not losing if we don't get a Catalyst. I mean, maybe. No, I could see this killing the Heart. If we get a couple more Piercing Wails and they line up perfectly with the multi-attacks, maybe we get another Ghost in a Jar or a Lizard Tail or something in Act 3. I could see it happening to block big attacks. Black Star helps make that happen. The Lizard Tail specifically. Or like Torii Tungsten Rod or other silly stuff. Yeah, I don't think we need Rune Dome. I think it makes this worse. Especially with well-laid plans, I often feel like with well-laid plans, you need to like block for the correct amount so that you can retain the right amount to block for next turn. You can't do that if you have Runic Dome. You have to block for like the maximum they could be doing, and then they're not doing that, and you way overblock, and you've only got enough block in your deck to block for the correct amount, so you don't have enough the following turn, and then you get killed. We really could use some more relics. We do not have many. If we're gonna get another relic, it's gonna be like Vajra. We're just gonna have all the strength scaling stuff. Gira, Vajra, Pennib. Should be ready to Hulk out and have no Gira. Spire Elites are definitely very scary. We have Corpse Explosion, is probably the nicest bit against them, but like getting through their artifact charges is a pretty major challenge that we're gonna have to think a little bit more about. Black Star could give us like relics like the Specimen, or I guess it can't give you Poison Funnel because that's a shop relic. The Specimen, and what's the other one? The other Poison Synergy one. I guess neither one of those actually helps very much with Act 4 Elites or Donudeka. Man, this run's got some challenges ahead. The only Act 4 boss that we really don't do like quite poorly against right now is Awakened One, and even him we have like 5 powers. So I'm not sure we do too well against that either. Snecko Skull would be very nice. The Specimen is the one that passes poison back and forth. I think Snecko Skull is the good one, though. That's the one that adds 1 extra poison whenever you add poison. I think we'll just take Empty Cage, then. Getting rid of the Strike and the Infinite Blades makes the deck quite a bit better. Especially the Infinite Blades. Oof, that one's bad. We used both of our boss relics on removing strikes, so maybe we're overcorrecting from the last run where we didn't remove enough strikes. We have to go fight this guy. I would love to go to a shop, but we can't. There's no shop before him. Oh wait, that's a lie. We can go to this shop. Okay, alright. It means we're skipping this fire, which I was assuming we were going to do. But I guess I was wrong. Ooh man, that's a tough path. 2 elites with no rest, and then no rest until the very end. Probably a 3rd elite with no rest. Maybe we should have taken those bites. This is going to be brutal. Your favorite one Awakened One kill was blasting with poison, so the Specimen passed it to a cultist and then back to the second form. Oh man, I've never done that. That sounds amazing. Oof, that is just really fun, and that's such like sensitive timing too, because it's just like that cultist is going to take 500 poison right on the turn when the Awakened One dies. So it has to be like exact. I guess any alive cultist would work, but the cultist can't die that turn either, you know. All right, let's start off with Adrenaline. We only need to really kill him, and then the Noxious Fumes will kill these outside too. So let's get it going there. Oh my god. And then I guess well-laid plans to hold on to Piercing Wail in case both of the spikers attack, I guess. I'm not sure how we lose this fight. Seems like it's pretty much just free. Let's backflip and look for Noxious Fumes. Hey, we found both. Right. Actually, no, we have to double block here. Yeah, I guess I'll keep Piercing Wail. I guess I could have just Piercing Wail Corpse Explosion to that turn. But what does Corpse Explosion actually do? Not much. Just have to click end turn 2 more times. Okay. Man, Catalyst plus, Burst plus, Deadly Poison plus. That's messed up. That's like, it kills the whole Awakened 1 combo on like the first turn. Let's see, how much damage does that do? I'm gonna assume that you have Snecko Skull as well as the Specimen just for kicks. So the 2 Deadly Poison pluses would each do 8, so you'd be up to 16, and then the first Catalyst would take him up to 16 times 3 is 42, so 43. And the second one would take him up to 130. So he would tick for 2 turns and then die, I think. I think he's below 260, right? Maybe he's at 250 actually, so maybe you'd have to do a little bit of damage turn 2. So he would tick 2 turns and die, assuming you do some damage turn 2. And then one of the cultists would take the poison, and then he would move back, and you'd kill him. You'd kill him like turn 5. That's insane. I'm assuming these are all bad, right? Sucker Punch, no. Prepared, no. Seeking Strike, no. Okay. Okay. That's a really expensive red mask. It would be really nice to remove some artifact charges on turn 1. I didn't even check out who the boss was. It is Donu Deco. So removing those turn 1 artifact charges would be really nice, but 433 gold is so much, and we're about to go to a shop, so I think we have to turn it down. Alright. White Beast statue is pretty nice with the potion belt. It gives us a bunch of additional shots at whatchamacallit? Ghost in a Jar. Orrery is probably the pick here, actually. Orrery gives us a lot of chances to get Catalyst. There's some UI bugs when you pick Orrery, so I'm going to have to... I'll try to avoid doing too much of that. But let's take Orrery first. I think that's totally worth it. Alright, and I am going to count these as 5 card rewards, so we're going to just burn down the exercise thing here. Get a free removal from Orrery. You can do that? You can, like, skip something? Okay, alright. So I guess we're not ticking down the exercise thing at all. In fact, it's going up by 1. Okay, oh great. 2 people had the same idea. Now exercise is going up by a ton. Alright, so we're having a net +4 to exercise here, it looks like. +4, okay. So we're going up to 6. And I have to actually do the exercise too. Okay, so this is the first one. Let's look at that while we do this. I thought this was going to be harder. Deadly Poison's a card. I don't think we win any of these, though. Oops, my other weight rolled away. Come back. Alright, so we're going to skip that one, and then this one. Oof, these are bad. I'm going to do some stretching. Whoa, what? If you purchase a card removal after Orrery, it will initially kick you... Oops, I almost fell down. Kick you out of the shop without removing the card, and you have to click back into the store for it to take effect. If you instead leave the shop after trying the removal a single time, the card will be removed on a later floor. Huh. Interesting. Okay, I think we're skipping this one too. Bane is a card. Oh my god, these are so bad. Okay, so here we're doing more exercise. Okay, maybe we're just building up to the catalyst. Come on. Set up deflect dagger there. What is this garbage? I guess the deflect is kind of playable. I don't think I'm taking any of these either. Why? Why are these cards so bad? Oh my goodness. No like Wraith form, no like... I guess I don't know what would be great. It doesn't even have any like dodge and rolls or like a footwork or something. Phantasmal Killer plus Pen Nib plus the Gira. We could do some pretty insane damage if we had a deck that was compatible with doing that at all. No, these are all terrible. So I think we're just skipping the whole thing. We took out Orrery, and we're just going to pass the whole thing. And it's not even like it built up our rare drop chance, because we dropped a rare right at the end. Yep. Man, this is one of the worst Orreries I've ever seen. Do we take a second Poison Stab? Is that good? No, it can't be. Wow. It's a staggeringly bad Orrery. Okay. Alright. So that all happened. So now we take Footwork and Dodge and Roll. And then card remove and hope that it actually works. I'm gonna watch Baylor's clip just to see. Okay. Alright. Maybe it's the next time you saw a card reward. That's tough to figure. Alright, so Footwork, Dodge, and Roll costs 233? 133. 133 plus 100, 233. Seems affordable. Is it all a good idea? I think a second Dodge and Roll is pretty good with 2 Footworks. So I would do that. I guess I don't know what I'm removing exactly. We've been pretty aggressive about removing cards. We don't have a lot of garbage. It's probably the Blade Dance. Right. Yeah, so it kicked me back to this screen. Oh, now it's gone. Okay. I don't know how you glitched it, but we maybe if you I don't know what happened. It apparently worked though. So right, it's gone. Yeah, it's not there. Weird. A Tesseract floating in the air. We have very limited ability to restore health. We've pretty much just got this one fire at the end, and we're gonna have to recall there. We have to fight 3 elites to get there. So I don't think we have much health to give this this sensory stone. It also can't give us a whatchamacallit, catalyst or a burst. It could give us a sadistic nature, which would be pretty great. but I don't think I'm willing to feed it any health for that. There's another card reward. So, chat willing, I'm going to reduce my exercise count by 1. Maybe I should have taken more cards from this. If the other card rewards were this good, it would have been worth it. We've got Blind, which we really need against Donudeka to purge those artifact charges. And then Master Strategy, which is just like almost always a good card to put in the deck. So I'm kind of torn here. It has to be Master Strategy, right? That card is insane. Okay. Alright. Last easy pool fight, I believe. Double Noxious Fumes, Piercing Whale. Take 2. Draw some extra cards. Or we could Crippling Cloud, Piercing Whale, and I think take 0. Reduce them down to 8. Then go to 6 and pick 6 good block exactly. Crippling Cloud does more damage than Noxious Fumes for the first 2 turns, and then the Noxious Fumes catch up pretty quickly. We could give him an Energy Pot and do it all. I think I like at least 1 Noxious Fumes and a Piercing Whale. Maybe we well-laid plans and keep the Crippling Cloud instead of the second Noxious Fumes. That seems okay. I'll just play another Noxious Fumes. Okay. Neutralize seems probably good this turn. And then like Footwork, Leg Sweep. I guess we could just Leg Sweep Poison Stab. Yeah, it's just Footwork, Leg Sweep. There's that Master Strategy. Give me something better to do. We could backflip and then Grand Finale this turn. Oh wait, we didn't pick the Grand Finale. I forgot. Dodge and roll. Yeah, dodge and roll, deflect, bouncing flash. Seems good. I like how long the animation is for Bouncing Flask. It's like the letter opener triggers as soon as you play the card, but then the actual damage from it doesn't go on for like quite a while. Alright, see you later, B-Mod. Have a good one. Alright, this and that are happening. And I guess this will save that. Sure. Leg Sweep, Deflect, Defend. Seems like the max block. Wait, is this lethal? It uses a pen nib, but it is lethal. We don't need it. Okay. We just have to block for burns, but Orc Alchem will do that for us, so just end turn. Alright, another dodge and roll. I think I'll take a third dodge and roll if I have 2 footworks. It's up against Predator, which is pretty good. We don't have really enough energy to support Predator. Okay, we're probably good on defense now. He says as he encounters Repromancer. The scariest enemy in the game, debatably. Master Trader's drawing 3. We have 3, 6, 8 cards in hand, so that's safe. Okay. Let's see what Bouncing Flask has to say for itself. That Neutralize that guy, and then he's pretty much dead next turn. We're hoping to keep him around for Corpse Explosion, I believe. If we leg sweep the back guy, we block out and don't take any damage. If we leg sweep the front guy, we take 3 damage and draw extra cards. Ho ho ho. If we double dodge and roll, we also take 3 damage and draw 2 cards, but then we also block for 12 next turn, and next turn is notably quite hard. Come on, Corpse Explosion. Get in my hand. Hey, there it is. Corpse Explosion was just waiting in the wings. It knew exactly what turn. It was like, make me card 8. We'd like to be card 8. Not in the first hand, but right after it. You did great, Corpse Explosion. Good work. Okay, so he's dead. All the daggers are dead. And she's hitting us for 32. We can Piercing Wail to block most of it. She hits us for 16, and we survive it. Maybe this is the Energy Pot turn, so we could Piercing Wail, Footwork, Noxious Fumes. Or like Noxious Fumes, Defend, or something. When we Piercing Wail, she hits us for 16 total, so it's only 4. So that's always happening. I think it is worth getting a Noxious Fumes developed. And I guess a Footwork too. It's better than 4 health. Crippling Cloud's a little bit early. She's summoning again. I would like to weaken the new ones, but I'll take what I could get. I guess I could have well-laid plans and held it. Maybe that was better. Let's start with a backflip. See what we draw. Another Corpse Explosion. That's helpful. Seems like that needs to go on him. She's summoning again, so this Corpse Explosion will be huge. Actually, a little bit short. Oh wait, Noxious Fumes. Okay, so they are all dead. She is hitting us for more than we can block for, but played all the cards in the hand, so that's kind of all we got. Max block this turn is Footwork, Double Defend, blocks for 27. She still hits us for 7. So definitely want to do that. Just a couple more turns of this. We should be out of here. Leg Sweep blocks most of the damage. Dodge and Roll pluses to do the rest. Go ahead and stack up the weak. That should last us the rest of the fight. And she's dead. Great. She stopped summoning there at the end. She figured out our game. She was like, hey, if I just summon guys, you're gonna make them explode. Maybe I'll just punch you. This is card reward screen, so we're supposed to do exercise. I'm gonna do some squats. Alright, I don't think we want any of these, so we're going to skip. Yet more uncommon cards that aren't Catalyst. It's like our third setup and second dash we've been offered. 0 catalyst. Alright, Corpse Explosion tends to be a hero in this fight too. Piercing Ray, I think it's going to be necessary to block turn 1. And we can just play Footwork while they plans. Let Auric help him do the blocking. We're in danger of not doing enough damage to Exploder to kill him in time. So let's Footwork Backflip. And I guess Poison Stab on him. Taking a bit of damage here. Right before the Mega Elite, too. Not good. Corpse Explosion, Flying Knee Neutralize, I think, is enough. So he's taking 3, going to 17, 11, 3 dead. Okay. And everybody takes 32, which isn't quite enough to kill him. We'll play Noxious Fumes in a second. We're taking 3 again. More damage. Double Noxious Fumes Leg Sweep is good enough to block this turn. Keep the Adrenaline around. Maybe Stone Calendar will get to go off. Not sure. No, I think Crippling Cloud's going to shut him down too fast. Second Piercing Wail seems good. First one's been a lifesaver. We've got a lot of defensive tools now. Let's see if it's enough. Okay. Piercing Wail is not super effective this turn. Let's keep drawing for more block. I guess defend blocks for 1 more than dodge roll. Are we surviving this? We're blocking for 30. We're currently surviving it at 1 if we play defend. Or Piercing Wail. Which is pretty spooky. Colorless Potion could save us some health here. I think we'll wait until it's saving our life in this fight. Neutralize seems good. Then we will have to block for 15, which 2 defends can do. So, like, defend, Adrenaline, Bouncing Flash seems good. Skipping a Footwork to get some poison down. And well-laid plans, I suppose. Piercing Wail is pretty good here. So we can Piercing Wail, Poison Stab, and well-laid plans. And we're dead. Alright, Panic Button? Transformation could get Panic Button. We need to play Neutralize or we need to play Dodge and Roll before we play Panic Button. And then we need to find the Panic Button. Give me that Panic Button. This one doesn't work. Alright. I don't know if this could do anything. This saves us a little bit of health by discarding the burns. I sort of don't think that's enough. Alright. Well, we never found Catalyst. It's a pretty helpful card. We ended up like panic picking like a whole bunch of defensive options piercing wails, dodge and rolls, backflips, to try and survive while our Noxious fumes killed people. It wasn't quite enough. You're going to need like a burst or a catalyst or a nightmare or something in this archetype, even a wraith form. We got some pretty good card rewards early, but couldn't quite keep it up.